Thank you for stopping by to listen to my dad, Larry Witcher, otherwise known as the Professor of Useless Knowledge. I hope you enjoy it.
And now, here to tell you everything about anything is Mr. Know-It-All.
Here comes the Professor of Useless Knowledge, Larry Witcher. Come on in, Larry.
Julio, I have been told something.
What is that?
That me and you need to quit gardening.
Quit gardening?
Yeah.
How come?
They said anybody. When you said your squash crop wasn't no good, and I said mine wasn't no good, they said anybody that can't raise squash got no business
Well,
gardening.
let me sort of explain that. I think I said my squash was on the downhill run because they were playing out now. But these seed that I planted these things in the greenhouse back in the middle of March. I set them out about the end of April, 1st of May. They were already 6-7 inches tall, and so they have made squash hand over fist. Ain't no telling how many bushels we picked out of those 3 rows we planted. So they've done what they're going to do. They're just about played out.
They just wore out.
They have a lifespan of about 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks, and then that's it for them.
Then they just wore out.
So and no telling how many bushels we've sold, but
Okay.
we've had a great year on squash.
All right, well, you can keep raising gardening.
Cucumbers also, yeah.
You can keep gardening then, I guess.
But no, people that don't know about squash don't know. But yeah, you can plant 2 zucchini vines and maybe 1 yellow squash, and for a family of 3 or 4, you can feed them all summer. You know that.
Yeah, well, see, this is the time of year that we used to lock our cars, but not at home. We locked them at church.
Lock your cars at church?
Right.
Okay.
To keep people from putting squash in it. But you go in the Sunday school, go in the church, and come back out.
Yeah.
Ain't nowhere to sit because everybody done loaded you up with squash.
But you know what? The thing about that, nobody would really tell you who put them in there.
No. They in the Baptist church, they would even deny it when you ask them, did you put the squash in mine? No, somebody else must have.
Yeah.
Well, I know you heard the old saying, Julio, you can't get blood out of a turnip.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that the other day, didn't we?
We mentioned that the other day.
Okay.
But that's the reason I was asked this question.
Okay.
That what does can't get blood out of a turnip mean? So I started saying, they said, well, I know that part of it, but I don't know where it started from and all. But see, the meaning is it could not just be usually related to money. When you owe somebody something, or IRS sends you a notice for a lot more than you got, you say, well, you can't get blood out of a turnip. And you've heard that.
We've heard that.
All the time.
I don't know if Joe's heard it or not, but we've heard it.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Well, and there's also another one that Joel may have heard since he's on the sweet side. You can't get honey out of a rock. and both of them is meaning the same thing. The earliest printing of it was referred to in a poem about 1435.
Mm-hmm.
But it could go back far beyond that. The first meanings of it, or the first thing that somebody came up with the idea from, could go back into chapter 4 of Genesis, Julio.
Chapter 4 of Genesis?
Chapter 4 of Genesis.
What does it say?
Well, see, that's when Cain and Abel, when it came time for them, to bring an offering to the Lord.
Yeah.
Cain was a worker of the field. He was a farmer. Abel, his brother, was a shepherd. He ran the flock. So when the time came to bring the offering, in the course of time, Cain brought forth his offering from the soil, from the ground, what he had raised as an offering to the Lord. But Abel brought forth the firstlings of the flock, and the fat thereof he brought a sheep forward. Now the Lord looked on Abel and on his offering with favor, but of Cain's offering he didn't respect it. And if you go in and read in chapter 4, first few verses, you'll find the story. See, the Old Testament, Julio, required a blood offering for the covering of sin. Yeah. Therefore, you can't get blood out of a turnip. So Cain's offering was not a blood offering. You could not get blood out of a turnip. So that could be the origin. Now, I'm not telling you that it is, but that would support an origin for the phrase, you can't get blood out of a turnip.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So go, when everybody, when they get off the radio with this morning, go in and get your Bible and read chapter 4 in Genesis, and you'll find out about Cain's and his offering being refused.
Okay.
All right, now, and we better get ready now for the weekend. Let's go to the remote. Y'all gonna be where again now?
We're going to be over in Conyers. We're going to be over there at the Napa Auto Care Center. We're going to be there from 10 to 1, and then that's in Conyers, and then over in Athens at Franklin's from 2 to 5.
And you're going to be at the police station because they're going to get you from speeding from Conyers. Y'all just go by the jail. And,
They're going to give me they said they were going to give me a police escort.
Who else? You're going to get caught. You're going to get a police escort, though. A friend of mine.
They're going to be behind me instead of in front of me.
I was riding with a bunch one day, and somebody said, well, where are we going? How are we going to find this place?
Yeah.
He said, I can get us there. I said, how? He said, I'm going to open up this thing wide open. And the police will pull me over, and I'll tell him what I was doing, and he'll give me an escort there.
Yeah.
And you believe that, too, don't you?
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you come Monday.
You too, Larry, and I hope that everything is good for you this weekend, and we'll see you soon. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Everything's got to be good. It started out good. I got up on my own this morning.
That's right. Okay, that's good.
See you later.
Okay, thank you, Larry. There he goes. That's your professor of useless knowledge. That's Larry Witcher. 8 o'clock, and the...
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.